Welcome to BOLDEC e-learning. Today's video is gonna cover formulas and functions. A formula is an expression which calculates the value of a cell, while a function is a predefined formula and is already available in Excel. So we will start now with the basic and simple formulas and functions in Excel. So let's say we want to add some values. How do we do that? To insert a formula, we need to start with the equal sign. So equal, let's say I want to add up these three numbers, 5 plus 11 plus 11, and let's press enter. What if I change any of these numbers? Will Excel change the value cell B1? Let's try that. As you can see, Excel did not change the value cell B1. Why? Because these cells are not linked to B1. So how to link them to this cell? Simply, we go back to B1, write equal, select the first cell, plus the second cell, plus the third cell, and then press enter. Now, in case I change any of these, as you can see, Excel will directly update the B1 cell. Let's go to Substract. So it is equal to, let's say this number in the cell H3 minus that number in the cell H2. And let's press enter. And similarly, if I change this number, Excel will automatically update this cell. Multiplication equals, let's say this number multiplied using the asterisk this number, and press enter. Let's divide now. Equal 10 divided by with the slash 12, let's say, and let's press enter. Let's say that we have divided by 0. What will happen? Let's try that. So instead of I3, let's write 0. As you can see, Excel will give us an error. Another type of errors is when you insert a formula that has some kind of mistakes or that is not applicable. So let's see an example. Now, what if we divide 10 by James, for example? Let's press enter, and this is another type of errors. Okay, let's take it back to a normal division and press enter. Now we will talk about functions. Sum is the first function that we will talk about. In order to use it, we will start by the equal sign, and then we will write sum, and then open parentheses to enter the arguments. So let's say we need to sum all the numbers in this table. So how to do that? We'll select the first one, comma, second one, comma, third one, comma, fourth, comma, etc. And then we will close the parentheses and press enter. But that is one way. Another way is to select the whole range. So let's write equal sum tab so that Excel will capitalize and open the parentheses automatically, and then we will select the whole range and press enter, and Excel will sum it. And if I change any number, Excel will directly update any cell that is linked to the cell that has just changed. The minimum function is a function that will give you the smallest number in a range. So min, and press tab, select this range and press enter, and Excel will give you the minimum in this range. Max is similar to min, but it will give you the largest number, max, and press tab, select the range and press enter. Let's go to count now. Count is a function that will count the amount of cells that contain digits. So for example, equal count. As you can see, while I'm writing, Excel is filtering all the formulas in the drop down menu. So count, and let's press tab. Let's select this range for now and press enter. Now we have 9 cells that contain digits, and that's true. We have 1, 2, 3 multiplied by 1, 2, 3, which is a total of 9 cells. Let's say I will select a bigger range. So how do I increase the size of this range? I will simply double click on the cell to edit it, and then I will come to the range and drag it out here. What do you think? It will be 12 now, or it will stay 9? Well, it will stay 9 because count only counts cells that contain digits. Let's try something else. What if I increase my range to this side? What do you think? Will it become 12 or it will stay 9? Of course it will be 9 because these are text values, they are not digits, and count will only count cells that contain digits, not text and not blanks. Okay, now let's go to count A. Count A is very similar to count, but the difference is that count A will count the cells that contain text also, but not blanks. So let's try that. Count A, and then let's select this range and press enter. As you can see, it will be 12. 1, 2, 3 multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's 12. Let's try to increase the size of this range to include blanks, and let's press enter. As you can see, it's still 12 because blanks does not count. Let's go now to count blank, which is a formula that will count only blank cells. So count blank, and let's press tab. Let's select this range, for example, and let's press enter. As you can see, it's 6. Why? Because we only have these blank cells. Average will simply give you the average of the range, and how to do that? Equal average. Let's select this range and press enter, and that's the average of this range. Concatenate is a very cool formula. It's a very cool function. It will help you join multiple cells together to form, for example, a sentence or a name. So let's say I want to write surname James Jones, for example. Okay, let's try to concatenate that. So it is equal concatenate tab, and then we will select the first cell, James. We will add a comma, and then the second cell, and then press enter, and Excel will close the parentheses. Okay, so we have James Jones, but it is not separated by a space. How to do that? Let's double click on it, and after the comma, I will add quotation marks, a space, a quotation mark, and then another comma. And now let's press enter. As you can see, now I have James space Jones. Let's go now to the conditional functions of Excel. So if is one of the conditional formulas of Excel. So let's see how it works. Equal, if, and press tab. Logical test. So this is a test that we want Excel to check if it's true or false. So let's say, for example, let's take the cell J5 should be less than 10. So if true, we want to display OK. If false, so if it is larger than 10, we want to display not OK. And then let's press enter. And as you can see, Excel will give the value not OK. Why? Because 13 is larger than 10. Let's change this 13 to 9, for example. And now the value is OK. Let's go to COUNTIF. So COUNTIF is similar to count, but it includes a condition that we will specify. So equal COUNTIF tab. So what is the range? That's my range, for example. Let's add a comma. And what's my criteria? Let's say I want it to be equal to 11. So I'll simply write 11 and then I will close the parentheses and press enter. And as you can see, it's 2. Why is it 2? Because I have two cells that are equal to 11. Let's change the condition, for example, to James. I will write James and then press enter. And now it's 1. Let's increase the range a little bit to show you that it can take multiple text and digits. Okay, and there you go, that's it too. Let's go now to the function SUMIF. It is very similar to the function SUM, but it will only sum in case the condition is met. So let's try that. Equal SUMIF, press tab. What's the range where I need to apply my criteria? So we'll select this range, for example. Let's add a criteria. I want James. I want these cells to be equal to James. Close the quotation mark. And where is my sum range? That's my sum range. So what is this formula telling Excel to do? It is telling Excel to check in these cells. Where do I have the word James? And it will sum the cell that is adjacent to it. So we have James and we have James. We expect the value to be 20. Let's see. Press enter and there you go, the value is 20. Before I go to current date and time, I want to talk about the order of operations. The order of operations is how Excel will perceive multiple addition, multiplication, and divisions that are following each other. So what do I mean by that? For example, if we write equal 1 plus 2 times 4. Well, as per the International Order of Operation, 1 plus 2 times 4 will be calculated in the following manner. It will be 2 times 4, which is 8, plus 1. So the value will be 9. If I press enter, Excel will give me 9. But what if you wanted 1 plus 2, which is 3 times 4? How to do that? Let's add parentheses. So if I add parentheses to this formula, Excel will understand that the priority is now to the addition before the multiplication. And if I press enter, the value will be 12. Okay, let's talk about the current date and time. And this function is very easy. It is equal to now, open parentheses and close parentheses, no arguments, and press enter. It will give you a short date with the time. This function is very useful when you are working with time calculations. We will talk about that in a separate video later on. Finally, I will introduce you to the formulas ribbon in Excel. This ribbon is very important since it has all of the formulas and the functions preset in Excel, and they are divided and sorted into many topics. For example, math and trigonometry is under this drop-down list, and you can find all the functions related to this topic. Let's say you want to search for a function. We will go to the insert function here, and you will write a description of the function. For example, let's say I want to look for the median of an array or a range. So I write median, press enter. As you can see, it will give me suggestions. The first thing is median. We can select the category. Let's go to all, and this will contain all the functions that are in Excel. Okay, you can search using a keyword, or you can find it by searching for it. That's the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you and take care.